Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dice to Roll, the Queerest Pathfinder Podcast on planet. We ask the hard questions like, what's the worst thing you can do with a cantrip?
Kill someone, probably.
It's pretty bad, but I don't think it's the worst you can do.
You can cast permanency on a cantrip.
Well, I don't think many cantrips have lasting... I mean, you could turn someone purple and then use permanency, but you're using that's using a spell, you know? I'm talking like doing a cantrip on its own. For me, just to give you guys a thing, I think prestidigitation is the most flexible because it's any minor magic trick. You could make a thermonuclear bomb with prestidigitation.
Could you really?
Yeah, because prestidigitation lets you warm something up. It doesn't say how much.
Oh my god.
You just pick up the right ingredients and you just hold it in your hands and you slowly, and if any of you ever try to do this in one of my games, I tell you that's not how the fucking cantrip works.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Fucking, yeah, so you can't do it like that, and you
fuck you.
are being an idiot.
Gouging Claw is also a thing.
I feel there are some very morally corrupt things one could do with a big fucked up hand. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, you could kill.
You just want to kill. That's all you care about.
Yeah. Yeah, you could just do some really good gaslighting with cantrips, honestly. Like ghost sound.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I got one.
Okay, what is it?
Entropic Wheel.
Okay, what's Entropic Wheel do?
You stockpile thermal energy in a magical wheel-like construct that lets you burn opponents with cold or freeze their bodies with heat.
Jesus.
Huh.
That could be some real torture shit.
Yeah, you could torture a person with that.
Yeah.
You guys
Here's
are
the thing, death is easy.
My mouth is hanging agape? I was hoping you'd be like, haha, make prestidigitation to make someone poop their pants and then clean it up.
No.
And KK was like, I'm going to torture someone. Fucking,
You said the worst, and you said that killing someone wasn't the worst thing you could do. What the fuck did you expect other than torture?
Like, what did you think the answer would be?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, is pooping your pants worse than fucking dying?
It depends on who you ask, honestly. I'd take dying over that, frankly.
Okay.
Ooh, telekinetic rend.
You can also do some morally dubious things with telekinetic rend.
Yes,
in the same
I know.
way as Gouging Claw.
That's why I
Snap
said
that
it.
cock in half.
Don't do that! Don't do that, please! Whatever you fucking do not snap that cock in half.
I'm gonna have to put a genital mutilation tag on this episode.
You are! What's wrong with you?
Jesus Christ.
Would we like to play some Pathfinder?
Yeah, now not looking at cantrips.
So, previously in Fists of the Ruby Phoenix, the Radiant Winds faced off against a team of their greatest rivals, the Steps of the Sun, led by Liang Shen. It was a long and arduous battle, but ultimately, the Radiant Winds won. Soon afterwards, they were invited to take part in a little celebration with some of the other teams, drinking and partying through the Ruby Phoenix tournament. Masami and Shuji did shots, Sanku drank some vodka, and a mysterious onlooker roused the party's suspicions. They quickly realized that they were being shadowed, and when they tried to lure this person into a trap, they vanished without a trace. The Radiant Winds are now on edge, but they have bigger things to worry about than a stranger staring at them, because today is day 4 of the Ruby Phoenix tournament. Are we ready to get started?
Yeah.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
The morning sun rises over the Ruby Village. You awaken, perhaps a little bit groggy after last night. Thankfully, magic exists and will help you overcome any hangovers coming your way. Sanku, we see you looking at the window, eating some breakfast with Lolo, kind of sitting with some scrolls around you.
Mm-hmm.
Masami, you're outside meditating under the cherry blossom tree, kind of gaining your center for the day, figuring out what spells you're going to use. And Chuji, you are doing some calisthenics on the front, the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
And as all of you kind of look around, you can see that other teams are getting ready. Some teams in particular look a little nervous. Today is day 4 of the tournament, and the first day of the losers bracket, which means that teams that have already won their first match will be able to try again and win a spot in round 3 of the knockout. Of course, the losers of the losers bracket are eliminated, no longer in the running to win the tournament. So you can see that a few teams are particularly nervous looking. Not nervous like, oh man, we're screwed. More like, okay, this is it. We got it. You can see the Biting Roses are training together, all standing on one leg and balancing themselves. You see Tino's Toughest are, doing some exercises with Tino, shouting, saying, come on, push yourselves harder. How are you three doing this fine day? You've got more exhibition matches today, but really it's mostly just going to be watching teams that were eliminated in round 1. It looks like the teams that will be fighting today are Tino's Toughest, Speakers to the Wind, Biting Roses, and Winter's Roar.
I think Senku's excited to see them fight.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, that's multiple of his friends. I think all of them are teams that he's friends with. So he's just like, oh yeah, they're gonna have another chance. He's a little nervous for them because, somebody has to get eliminated, but...
Mm-hmm. Masami, how are you?
They're doing okay. They're still a little on edge about their little follower from yesterday, but I think right now they're just trying to focus on their spells and what's to come in the next few hours.
Mm-hmm. And Chuji, how are you doing?
Chuji is excited. Obviously to see who is going to win this round of matches. Personally, Chuji is hoping Yarika wins her fight. But also Chuji is Chuji has something to do before the day starts.
Yeah?
Yeah. Chuji has a very shoddily written note that they need to deliver to someone. It's kind of shit looking.
Yeah? Okay, go on.
Yeah. I think that Chuji, while doing their calisthenics that morning, they peek over. They can see other people's dwellings from where they are.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So of course they check their neighbors, see if anyone is in the yard or about.
Well, in the houses nearest you, you can see the Arms of Balance. They are sharing some bread and eating it out in the garden.
Wonderful.
You can see the Lightkeepers are hiding in the shadows of their porch, looking edgy. And you see Steps of the Sun kind of walking down the path towards the mess hall, the place where everyone gets their food from.
Oh shit.
And they're kind of they walk past you. Shen catches your eye for a moment as he walks, continues making his way. He's working through some feelings right now.
Mm-hmm.
For what it's worth, Junseo smiles and waves at Masami and Senku. And also you, Chuji, obviously, if you're out.
Yeah, of course. Chuji waves back. Hey, once they're gone, they're walking down the path. As soon as they're down the path, I think Chuji's gonna sneak over to their place of residence.
Uh-huh.
And they're gonna leave that note on the porch.
Okay. Are you gonna tell me what the note says?
Yeah. The note says, in honestly kind of poor handwriting. But you could tell that they tried at least. It says, hey jerk, make sure you win the losers bracket. I want to fight again.
Okay. And you put that down, and you hope for the best. Thankfully, they don't come rushing back. So I think as you're doing this, you do catch the eyes of I think Bumat from Arms of Balance, who looks at you, and he doesn't approach, but he nods at you hey, whatever you're doing, cool. You don't know if he knows that you're doing or not, but he sees you doing it,
Uh-huh. Chuji scrambles back over to their own dwellings.
Okay. Well, Sanku and Masami, Chuji left and now is back. Your daily preparations are almost over, so, yeah, what do you guys do? I leave you to it.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
So you were doing something.
I definitely wasn't doing anything. Are you guys excited for today?
Yeah, I am.
Or do we know what the exhibition match is today?
Do we?
Nope. They're always revealed last second. Well, no, that's not true. The Great Drake race was revealed in advance.
Yeah.
Like Born Tiger wasn't, for example.
Depends.
Not yet, I don't think.
I think the only exhibition matches that are discussed prior are the ones that involves all teams.
That's fair.
If you guys are done, do you want to head down?
Yeah, hold on. And I think he starts gathering the scrolls and closes his books and puts them away. I'm ready.
Cool.
Lolo hops onto your shoulder, Sanku, and says, "Very well, everyone. Are we prepared to do our best and wow the crowds yet again and win some extraordinary treasure?"
Yeah.
I would fucking love some extraordinary treasure.
It would be nice. Add to our collection.
We're gonna have lots of treasure by the end of this.
So, would you guys like to slowly make your way down to the arena and prepare for what comes next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Day 4 of the tournament begins. You guys take your seats. You eat a little bit, chat with some people. I think at some point Kazuhida comes up to you and congratulates you on fighting so well so far. Mm-hmm. And I think eventually you all sit down and prepare. And as has become so familiar to you all over the last few days, eventually the kind of chatting is broken up as an echoing voice calls out. And it's your girl, Tagada Emi. Flying out over the crowds on her little nimbus that she rides on. She calls out and says, "Hello everyone, and welcome to the second half of the Ruby Phoenix tournament. Are you all ready to get serious?"
Yeah.
Yeah! Yeah!
The crowds cheer alongside with you. And she continues and says, "So, today, we're going to enter the loser's bracket. Here's what you all need to know. Up until this point in the tournament, everything has been double elimination, meaning that if you lose a match, you get to enter the loser's bracket. But now, the loser's bracket is full. The teams in it are," and she pulls out a list, "The Biting Roses, Steps of the Sun, Tino's Toughest, Winter's Roar,
Speakers to the Wind,
and the Arms of Balance." And she continues kind of swirling over. And each of these teams appears on the screens. And, some of them are very excited. Like, when the Arms of Balance pop up, they're all grinning and waving their hands around. When Steps of the Sun comes on, Shen just looks away. He doesn't like the attention. She continues and says, "The teams that lost in round 1 will face off against each other today. Once the winners of today's matches go forward, they're going to have to beat the people who were knocked out in round 2. Finally, the winners of the losers bracket will each enter into a knockout match in round 3 of the winners bracket against our current 2 champions." And she kind of waves his hand. "The Radiant wins!" And it flashes to you guys. Do you guys do anything for the screens as your images are projected onto these giant glass shards?
Chuji flexes.
Seiko does a little the finger heart.
Basami winks at the crowd.
People cheer for you. You've become quite popular. Like I said, there's been a lot of stuff in the newspapers about you all so far. And you have kind of got this mystique going of being the only team now to be completely unbeatable so far. But you're not the only reigning champions at the moment. And the Lightkeepers! And Sutak Noir, Diki Sonam, Azkanak the Exiled, and Hui Ying all appear on the glass shards, and they all just kind of like smirk and smile. I think Diki Sonam waves, but it's more of a slow taunting wave. And the crowds cheer for them too. They've kind of picked up this mystique as charming scoundrels and lovable rogues,
Boo.
For now.
So, 6 enter, 2 leave, and those 2 will face off our champions, and the winners of round 3 of the knockout tournament will go into the finals. You understand that, everyone? This is going to be a serious gauntlet, which determines the future of the tournament as a whole. Can we get a cheer for today's fighters?
Yeah!
Everyone cheers, and she turns and says, "And now, Lady Hao Jin, will you call out today's matchups?" And Hao Jin stands, and she conjures up that ball and spins and spins and spins and says, "Our first fight today will be Speakers to the Wind versus the Biting Roses." And the speakers get up, kind of like cheering a little bit as Teacher Ayawari just kind of sits there and smiles at them. Versus then the Biting Roses. I think the 3 of them all kind of do a group pose together. You know, maybe they practice this in advance.
I love them.
And on the other side, we have Tino's Toughest versus Winter's Roar. Again, both teams pose. Siegfried doesn't really join in as her team kind of jump up and whoop and wallop. Versus Tino's Toughest, who all get up, except I think Malako, who's just like, I think nearly embarrassed as the others are like cheering. The Ruby Phoenix sits down, and Tagada Emi gets up and calls out and says, "These matches will be happening later in the day, but don't worry, we have a load of exhibition matches to get all the teams worked up and ready for their fights. Here are today's exhibition matches!" And she calls out a few. There's one where there's going to be fighting around a volcano, apparently. One which will be featuring lots of extra-planar threats, fighting them as they're fighting each other. But the one that you guys are called in. Now, we have an extra special match which will take place between the Radiant Winds and Winter's Roar.
Oh.
And she calls out and says, "You will all be taking place in the Challenge of Falling Stars." And just like all the other times, the arena has kind of like shifted to show what it's going to be like for your exhibition match. It shifts. And holy shit. A great red tower made of ruby gemstone arises from the center of the arena. And around the sides of this giant tower is a fucking Super Smash Bros. Stage. I'm not kidding. There's platforms, there's stairs, there's spikes, and it wraps around. What I'm telling you is that it looks like this is going to be a vertical battle map.
Oh my god.
That's pretty sick.
Will the Radiant Winds be able to keep up their winning streak? Or will Winter's Roar prove their might as tough combatants able to stand their ground no matter what? And the Ruby Tower vanishes. And you see a few seats ahead of you, Winter's Roar turn around and they're grinning. You know, Truff Frostknuckles punches the air. Bjorn Ramel kind of like shoots you guys a finger gun, you know?
I think Senku's excited.
Shuchi's excited too, yeah. They like this idea a lot.
Misami's plotting.
Okay.
I think they have something up their sleeve.
I am scared. I should. The rest of the teams are assigned exhibition matches for the day. Do you guys want to? Are you guys going to wait and wait for your match, or are you going to see anything else to do, or what's up?
Senku wants to watch the matches.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time passes. You watch some incredible fights. You see the Arms of Balance dueling against dueling against Tino's Toughest atop a tightrope, which, unfortunately for Tino's Toughest, is much more the Arms of Balance's terrain. You see a match where the Speakers of the Wind fight off against a giant giant elemental creature, as they're all empowered by flight. And finally, it comes to you guys' turn. Mm-hmm. By now, you're all in costume, and you stand across the arena from the Winter's Roar. They're not allowed to use their dragons in this fight for obvious reasons. If you leave the tower, you are disqualified. I think Sigrid stands up in front of you all, and she folds her good arm in front of her chest and says, "Well, it looks like this time we will be fighting against one another, won't we?" Mm-hmm. After seeing your might in the Icefang area, I must say it will be an honor to trade blows with you.
I'm excited to see you fight too.
I think Kel kind of chuckles and says, "We gotta be careful of the Undyne. You saw how he was able to down that vodka yesterday." And I think Troff and Bjorn both kind of laugh before Troff punches your shoulder, Shuji, and says, "You won't be going easy on us, I hope, huh?"
Oh, fuck no, I'm gonna enjoy beating you guys.
That's what I like to hear, my friend. He kind of slaps your shoulder.
Slaps it back.
He is bristly.
Dude.
Literally, he's got very bristly fur.
Dude. Okay.
And Bjorn nods and says, "One way or another, let the best team win, yes?"
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to take part in the Challenge of the Falling Stars?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
All of you stand back, and the Ruby Phoenix stands, and Haojin conjures up this massive tower which rises from the center of the arena. It is hexagonal, it is made of pure ruby crystal, and stages kind of emerge from beneath your feet, pushing you up into the air. And everyone, are you all ready to take part of one hell of a weird fight?
Yes.
As you are pulled up into the air, separated from each other, and standing on this weird arena, which, like I said, there's a lot of platforms, there's a lot of ladders going up and down platforms, but you can also jump from one to the other. There's spike pits, there's ladders, there's trapdoors, there's swinging ropes. This is literally a Smash stage.
Literally.
We'll kind of explain how this fight works as we go, but suffice to say, this is a 100-foot tall cylinder made of ruby, so it is fireproof. It's situated on an equally wide pedestal in the center of the main arena, and it is the pedestal is enchanted to slowly but perpetually turn, causing the tower to rotate so that spectators can get a view of the entire structure and the opponents fighting on it. There's, like I said, there's ladders, there's a moving lift, actually, passageways, rope swings, spike traps, trapdoors, etc., etc. And now standing kind of like on the other side of the tower are your friends, Winter's Roar. And with a rumble, Sigrid Beale holds her Zweihander up in the air and says, "For the glory of the Linorms!" And her mage hand kind of apparates and creates a prosthetic arm made of pure force magic. She clutches her sword in the air, the others roar, and everyone, I want you all to roll initiative.
Dice will return after these messages. We now return to Dice will roll.
39.
35.
25 and then that one.
Uh-oh. Shichuji, you are first in the order. So, where you are standing right now, you are on a platform. Now, I know that you're looking at them and being like, wow, they're really far away. But I want you to remember that this is a cylinder. This battle map loops around.
You're right!
Even though they're on the other side of the map, you can walk off the map and appear on the other side. Like a Super Smash... Well, not all Super Smash Bros. Maps, but I think there's like one or two like that, right?
I don't know.
No, there's not.
No, there is. It's like the fucking Donkey Kong map.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the only one.
Yeah, you guys know that Donkey Kong map? It's like that. Think Donkey Kong, viewers at home. Shuji, you are on a platform. To your left is a slope down, and you could theoretically spend a long time running, jumping, climbing up to them. Or you could turn the other way and leap onto a platform nearby and get up to them pretty quickly by cycling around the other side of the tank.
Yeah. Hey, I have a fucked up and evil idea.
Uh-huh.
Could I blazing streak the other way of the cylinder, this way, over here, and hit Bjorn and then hop up to Sigrid?
Okay, so you could certainly try. You'd need to make a couple of legs rolls to jump from the platforms.
That's fine by me.
Okay? Basically, for every space that you have to jump over, it's a 5-foot space, and you would need to make an athletics roll that is equal to the space you want to jump to.
Okay.
So if there's like 5 spaces, you'd need to roll a 50 to jump that far.
Okay.
So, Chuji, 3 actions. Are you going to use it to Blazing Streak?
Yes.
Okay.
Chuji's first going for Bjorn.
Okay, so Chuji, you turn to your right and start dashing, embers coming off you as you enter Stoked Flame stance with the idea of jumping towards Bjorn and kicking their ass. You're going to need to make me a legs check as you jump to a platform which is about 10 feet away from you.
Okay. As a 40?
Easy stuff. You clear it in no time. So I think I'm not even going to make you roll to jump over the next platform. As you jump from one and charge through, the way that Bjorn and Sigrid are, Sigrid is on a platform above you now, and Bjorn is on a platform below you.
Would it be less of a roll to go for Sigrid first and then drop down onto Bjorn?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, then I'm gonna go for Sigrid first. I changed my mind.
I will say that there is a little lift near Sigrid. There is a platform which is going up and down and up and down. I'm gonna roll to see if the lift is in your favor.
Okay.
It is!
Woo!
Okay, Chuji, as you're running, the lift just kind of slowly lowers down to where you are, and then as you run, it starts moving back up. So you don't have to roll a jump to get up to her, you just appear next to her. And she turns around with that glowing arm made of pure magic, holding his Vihander. Oh, shit!
And Chuji gets a nat 20 on their hit.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Chuji, you have an impacting rune.
I do.
So you knock people 10 feet back on a crit.
I didn't even
Chuji.
play that.
Hey, Chuji.
Yeah.
She's right next to some spikes.
I know.
So, Chuji, you dip down, run, jump, roll into an elevator, run up, and you catch Sigrid completely by surprise, punching her in the face and knocking her flying into some spikes. How much damage is that going to be?
That's 86 damage just from the hit. I don't know how much those spikes are going to do to her.
Oh my god, 86 damage to her. She is set on fire.
She's on fire.
You deck her into some spikes. So she's going to take 4d8 piercing damage as she falls into this.
12.
Okay, so she took a total of 98 damage that turn from you, Chuji.
And that was just one hit, baby.
Yep, the elevator is going back down. I think you're like hopping up and down on the spot as it goes back down.
Honestly, I think they drop down, hold like the ledge that they're at right now, and literally drop onto Bjorn. I don't think they go onto the thing.
Okay, you don't even wait for the elevator to go back down. You like slide out of the way and fall directly on top of Bjorn.
No, they drop koala that bitch.
Yeah, okay. Bjorn looks up and goes, ha! And like tries to bat you with a staff, but let's see if you can hit them.
That is a 37.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You can hit Bjorn.
Beat the fuck out of him. Here we go, that's 28 damage.
Okay. And now, Chuji, you're using Blazing Streak, right?
Yes.
With your last your last part of your turn, you could run up to Trough, who is on a platform a little bit below and to the side of Bjorn.
Am I able to?
Yeah, absolutely.
I would fucking
in fact,
love
there's a
that.
rope you could grab and swing over to him.
Yeah, they Tarzan.
Would you like to make me an acrobatics roll?
Ooh, 33.
Easy stuff, yeah. Chuji, you grab onto that rope, you swing towards him, you kind of do a spin dash in the air, and then you land beside Trough and try to deck him.
We'll see if this one hits. It's minus 10. Ooh, as a crit miss.
And Chuji, as you're rushing towards Trough turns towards you, watches you come, ducks out of the way of your punch, and then launches a counter punch right into your fucking face.
Ow!
That's a 44 to hit.
Yep.
Chuji, you take 25 damage as you run right into his punch.
Okay.
And the bugbear grunts says, "Huh, nice try, but no one ever catches Frost Knuckles off guard." He says, kind of skipping back a few steps, ready to brawl against you.
Ooh, my mistake.
Next in the order is gonna be Sigrid. Sigrid is in the middle of a spike trap. And
On fire.
She is on fire, and she is not doing great. That's okay, because Sigrid is gonna use some mega stuff.
Ooh.
Which is to say, she's gonna spend 2 actions casting Dimension Door to be right fucking behind you, Chuji.
Oh, shit.
A door opens behind you, Chuji, and then she appears and she is behind you, and she roars, and it's like almost bestial as she swings her Zweihander down on you, Chuji, and that is going to be 28 to hit.
As a crit fail.
Well, you're flat-footed.
Oh, that's true. Fuck. That's not a crit fail. It's just a regular fail.
She swings into the floor next to you, and I think, Chuji, you scamper out of the way. You've got behind you Trough Frost Knuckles, and before you, now, Sigrid. I think, as this is happening, Tagada Emmy calls out and says, "Off to an explosive start as she, Chuji, races around the Ruby Tower, that found themselves in hot water immediately as Sigrid Beale and Trough Frost Knuckles gang up on them." The crowd is cheering for you all. Because you got a nat 20, Chuji, you have rallied the crowd, but you are also now being flanked and bullied by 2 heavy fucking hitters. And that's going to be Sigrid's turn. She's no longer in a spike trap, and she is cornering you. Oh, by the way, she took 1 fire damage, but she's no longer on fire. You see this icy magic kind of wafting off her as she uses her spell strike stuff. She's good. She's not hurt by this fire. Sanku, it is your turn. You are on a slanting platform. Beneath you, there is a lift that is kind of going up and down to another lower platform. Across from you, there's another platform that kind of has a ladder up it. And from that platform, you'd be able to see Chuji being attacked by Trough and Sigrid.
Okay. Sanku's gonna move to the right 25 feet so that he's at the edge.
Okay. You're standing on the edge of a platform overlooking from where you are. The map wraps around and you can see Bjorn and you can see Sigrid and Trough bullying Chuji.
And I'm going to use Scattered Fire over Bjorn, and then Sigrid is also close enough.
Okay, so Sanku, you make your way up the slanty platform that you're standing on and stand atop it and point your staff, and fireworks erupt out towards Bjorn and Sigrid. And they're both going to need to make reflex saving throws. Bjorn gets a 39, which is a success, and Sigrid gets a 39 as well, another success. So they're both going to take half damage from this. That's a lot of numbers.
That's 54 divided by 2.
That's 27. Okay. So both Bjorn and Sigrid are going to take this damage as fire erupts into them from behind. And I think Bjorn looks over at you, and I think grins when they see you approaching. And they swing that staff around. Sigrid, meanwhile, sends you a glance over her shoulder before turning back to Chuji. And Lolo's on your shoulder. Sanku is like, Sanku, well done! You're getting a real hang of this tower thing.
We just started, Lolo.
I know. You're a born natural. It's gonna be Bjorn's turn. Bjorn turns back to you, Sanku, and says, I've always admired your water magic, Sanku. But remember, ice freezes water. And they point, and they're gonna cast Cone of Cold on you.
Okay.
So you are going to need to make me a reflex save.
Okay. 39.
Okay,
a lot of 39s today.
A lot of 39s, yeah. So thank you, that is going to be half of 38 damage to you. That is going to be...
No.
9.
I have cold resistance.
How much cold resistance do you have?
5. I have 5 cold resistance.
So not 19, 14 damage to you.
Just so you know.
As this ice kind of blasts into you, Bjorn furrows their brow and looks at you and says, I hit you spot on! Why aren't you hurt?
I don't tell all my secrets.
Bjorn kind of grunts. They wait for the lift to get over and then they stand on it. They're getting away from Chuji. That lift slowly brings them back up to be where Sigrid was a few minutes ago, as it just back up to the top. They're now out of line of sight with you, Sanku. Unfortunately, as they get to the top, they look, and directly across from them, as the map wraps around, is Masami.
Masami waves with malicious intent.
And they go, no. It's Kel's turn. Kel Pashar is going to skid down that ladder. They're standing on a platform at the very top of the tower, but there's a long, long ladder right beneath them. They grab onto the ladder and just kind of hold onto the sides as they swing down to the very bottom. And once they're down there, they stand atop a platform, which is, wouldn't you know it, overlooking you, Chuji. And Kel says, by the power of Gozer, I call lightning! And they're going to blast you with a lightning bolt. And electricity flies out of their trident, and that is going to be a 44 to hit you, Chuji.
Yeah, that hits.
So that's going to be
I'm being
29
smoked.
lightning damage.
I'm being fucking smote. Help.
Yeah, you are currently being bullied by 3/4 of Winter's Roar.
Yeah.
Kel grins, and with their last action, enters Iron Maiden stance. They hold up their shield and kind of hide behind it, and they kind of grin as they get ready to do something. You don't know what. It's Trough's turn. Shuji, the fun never stops. they kind of like lunge forward and they are grinning as they do.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see as they're running directly at you now, they kind of hold their fingers out almost like they're spikes, you know?
Yeah.
And they have entered icicle stance as a reaction as their turn starts.
Huh.
And while in icicle stance, they've got a new monk attack that's just going to do a lot of damage and hurt you a little bit.
Okay.
They're going to make a chattering blow against you.
Okay.
So, using their icicle gouge attack, that's a 41 to hit, Chuji.
Yeah, hits.
And that is going to be 34 piercing and ice damage. As
Ouch.
he slams his fingers into you like they're icicles. And as he's grabbing you with this cold, cold grip, shattering blow, it's a follow-up attack. He's going to punch at you. And it's going to hit you in a pressure point made vulnerable by the cold. You are going to need to make me a fortitude save, Ritz.
That's a success, 36.
Okay, Chuji, you stave off the worst, but it's still really bad. As that blow hits you in your pressure point, you feel a wave of cold numbness shoot through you. And you are going to take persistent cold damage as you start freezing over a little bit. And then on top of that, you are going to have a -5 status penalty to your speed.
Alright.
For context, this would have been much higher damage and a much worse penalty if you had failed.
That's fair.
And Truff grins at you and says, "Ha! You think fire is good, my friend? What happens when you meet something you can't melt?" And with their last action, they're just going to try to slam you with a grapple. And that is going to be a 34.
No.
Okay, that doesn't hit. He tries to grab you, but Chuji, you're too limber, even with this cold pulsing through you. How are you doing, Chuj?
Don't ever call Chuji that again. Chuji is... Honestly, I think they're enjoying the consequences of their impulsive actions.
Yeah, Chuji ran directly into the enemy back lines, and the enemy back lines were like, oh, a god?
Yeah.
Masami, it is your turn. I think you're a little caught off guard by how fast everything... No, that's not Masami. What am I talking about?
No, what's going on is that they're adjusting to a new playing ground. They haven't fought vertically in a long fucking time, so this is taking a bit on their, I think they're a little caught up in their head right now, but they snap out of it eventually.
Masami, you take a moment, you kind of like look around. This is all a lot, so you spend one action because of your nat 1 initiative looking around trying to figure out what's going on before you bring yourself to. You've got 2 actions. What do? You've also got speed ring, so it's probably fine.
There are a lot of things that they can do, is the thing.
Right now, where you're standing, it's on a platform near the top. You could get over to the others. Bjorn is maybe like 50 feet away from you on the other side of the map, where it like loops around. So it's up to you. What do you do on this Donkey Kong arena?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
The walls count as surfaces, right?
Absolutely, walls are surfaces.
That I can throw things on, spell-wise?
Uh-huh. What are you...
That is fantastic.
Uh-oh.
2-action gravity well. I need Bjorn to make a reflex save, please.
Okay. Bjorn is gonna make that reflex save. Okay, Masami, that's gonna be a failure. That's a 32. What happens?
Failure. So, the gravity well, hilariously, is going to be put, right on the wall above a spike trap.
Oh, for fuck's sake, the same one that Sigrid fell into!
The same one that she fell into. And, on a failure, the creature moves 15 feet towards the center. 15 feet towards the blinking center that I am blinking right now on this square right here. He falls into the trap. And that is my turn.
Bjorn goes, through the air by this gravity well, and they take 4d8 damage as they fall in. Yikes. That's 19 damage to Bjorn, and they're in a bad spot. Together, Emmy calls out and says, "The spike trap is seeing a lot of use this fight as Masami Takahara pushes Bjorn Ramel in the same way that Chuji previously pushed Sigrid in." and the crowds are cheering and roaring. Shit's going on. Is that your turn, Masami?
That was 2 actions, so yep, that's their turn.
Chuji. Chuji.
Hey, what's up?
How now, brown cow? Sigrid Beale is at your ass, Truff Frost Knuckles is at your tits, and Kel Pashar is at your hair.
I don't like that. Get them away from me.
I don't like that imagery, Barry. Stop it.
This is the wrong team for that. Chuji. Okay. It's gonna get into a different stance, because this one isn't doing it for them.
What stance are you hopping into?
It's time for fucking mountain stance, baby.
Okay. You clamp your feet down on the ground, and you're ready to block off incoming attacks.
Yeah, they need it. They need that AC buff.
Yes, you do.
Which, let me check what that is again. Is it +4 or +2?
It's +4.
+4. Okay, so they're at like 40 right now then. Yeah. Alright. Chuji is going to take an action to Flurry of Blows Truff.
Okay.
That's a hit and a critical hit.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of damage, huh? Sure. You fucking wail on Truff. Holy shit, how much damage is that?
That's 27 plus 36, 60 something.
What direction are you knocking Truff with your impacting room?
Probably just like away over here, as far as I can get him.
Okay. Truff is sent back 10 feet, flying back from you, and that's going to be how much damage? 27 plus 36? That's going to be 61 damage.
Yes. Okay.
Cool. You knock Truff flying back, and he has to make a fortitude save against Stunning Fist, right?
Yes.
Well, let's see. 45. He's absolutely... You get the feeling that Truff has probably stood in the way of avalanches before.
Fucked up.
As he skids back, he is unfazed, and he's getting ready to run at you again with those fucking icicle-like fingers.
You know how some people do, like, training under waterfalls? That man does that for avalanches. That's training.
100...
That is training for him.
You know what? That is so canon. He has unironically definitely done that before.
He does it for fun.
Chuji, that's one action where you've done. Where you've knocked Truff flying.
Chuji's gonna turn around and they are going to 2-action one-inch punch Sigrid.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here. It's -10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I don't hit her.
Well, you know, it's very hard to hit something with a -10 against the leader of a team, you know?
Yeah.
You throw a punch at Sigrid, and you know what happens? She catches that hand with her magic hand. And I think your punch drills through the magic a little bit. That's how hard your punch is. But she holds it and throws it away and says, "Come on now, Master Shi. Surely you can do better than that. I saw what you could do. Show it to me again." Is that your turn, Chuji?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah, Chuji, you take 4 cold damage from,
from
the freeze.
Yeah.
But by now, that nerve reaction you're feeling is going away.
Okay.
Sigrid is going to drop to one knee and slash at your side.
Okay.
Sigrid swings at you once, twice, Chuji, but the second time, I actually think your fast movements throws her off balance, and she's going to be flat-footed.
Okay.
With her last action, she kind of snarls, and she kind of squints at you. Her eyes start to glow white. She's using a focus point to cast Ancestral Memories. And you see these ghostly figures slowly enveloping her, and she looks and points at us. "Tell me what I must know about monks!" And these kind of creatures whisper in her ear. And the spirits of her ancestors guide her, and she is now trained in monk lore.
Huh.
Which means she's going to be able to know exactly what the fuck you're up to, Chuji. Unfortunately, that is her turn. She overestimated your mountain stance, I think. That shit is really tough and really hard for her to fuck with.
Yeah.
So she's going to play a little more careful next time. Okay. Senku, Witch Prince of the Sea. It is your turn. Right now, you can see off in the distance, atop your platform, you can see Sigrid is fighting against Chuji. You may need to jump over there and get to them if you want to keep up.
Oh, he was going to. Senku is going to hop down.
Okay. Are you trying to jump a particular speed, or are you just dropping and falling?
Well, I think he's trying to make it so that he's on the other side of the map. like, so that
Okay.
I could actually...
What I'm saying is, are you going to... Because there are two platforms you can get to. One is a 20-foot drop beneath you. The other one is a 20-foot jump away.
He's trying to reach this
Okay.
spot right
So
here.
you'll have to drop 20 feet, which means you will take fall damage unless you cast Featherfall.
He's gonna jump down, and he casts Featherfall, so he lands on a little, on what is essentially a fake bubble jellyfish, and then he lands peacefully.
So, Sanku, you are now standing on the same level as Sigrid, Chuji, and Trough. Just, again, on the other side of the map where it wraps around. Listeners at home, imagine this map is like a huge fucking rolled-up toilet roll. That'll make sense, right? You guys got imaginations.
I think... Oh! Hold up. That's a line. I'm casting Frigid Flurry.
Okay. Sanku, from where you are, there's Sigrid, there's Chuji, and there's Trough. But with Frigid Flurry, you'll just hit Sigrid and Trough, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, make me that roll. Or do they have to make the roll?
I need reflex saves, please.
Okay. For Sigrid, that is a success.
Another 39, by the way.
Another 39. And for Trough, that's... What the fuck?
Okay, I'm almost uncomfortable. That's weird.
That's another 39. Okay, so Sanku, both of them pass as this ice blasts out of your staff towards them all. And it cuts through them, swirls away from Chuji, and then continues flying into Trough.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be half of 61 damage. That's 30 damage to each of them. Or is it? Because Sanku, as you blast them with this cold, you see them both kind of straighten up a little bit and turn to look at you. And they both took 20 damage. And I think Sigrid kind of is still focusing on Chuji, but Trough in the distance roars out and says, "Ha! The cold? You think the cold can hurt us? We are masters of the cold!" And you have discovered they have cold resistance.
Okay.
That being said, you did hit both of them, and they did both take nice amounts of damage. And you can see Sigrid is starting to get really hurt by all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
It's Bjorn's turn. Bjorn is in a spike trap and kind of yelping out. They're going to do what they've seen everyone else do so far to get out of this spike trap, which is Sigrid. And they close their eyes, and then they reappear on one of the platforms nearby. They teleport out of there and are now standing atop a platform which is connected to another platform with a ladder, which is connected to another platform with a ladder, which is connected to another platform with a ladder. They're on the third level of this multi-platform ladders thing, which is above Trough and above Kel, and kind of at a 60-degree angle up from you, Chuji, 30 feet up. So everyone just imagine there's a big triangle where Bjorn is at the top corner, Chuji's at one corner, and Trough is at the other corner. And Bjorn kind of grits their teeth and says, those spikes are spiky! And kind of gritting their teeth. With their last action, they're just going to shoot a magic missile at you, Chuji. One action, that's going to be 4 damage. It's all they had the turns for.
Yeah, that's fair.
But they're no longer the spikes, which is great.
Chuji gets hit by that, and they turn their head, and they squint at Bjorn.
Bjorn shrugs at you and starts charging up another spell.
They're like, yeah, you do that.
You know who... We're talking about Pythagoras today, everyone. So you know that cool triangle we talked about? That right-angle triangle? Guess who's on the hypotenuse? It's my boy, Kel Pashar.
Don't say math things.
And Kel is going to jump down next to you, Chuji. And now you're going to witness the power of Iron Maiden Stance.
Okay.
Because Iron Maiden Stance, suddenly that shield is in your face, and you are being pushed back into Sigrid.
Oh.
You're being squashed between them, and there's a very spiky shield coming to get you. Kel is actually going to shield charge you with a bump. That's a 36 to hit, Chuji.
36 does not hit.
Okay. They are going to hit you again. This time, they swing back with their trident. And that's a 34 to hit. And that is going to be their turn, but like I said, they're in Iron Maiden stance. And this is going to start really hurting you when Sigurd starts pressing you into it.
Cool.
It's Trough's turn. And I think Truff sees that Chuji is kind of... At this point, there's no way for Truff to be able to get to you safely, Chuji, because unfortunately, Kel and Sigrid have you cornered, and it's a pretty narrow platform. So instead, Truff is going to spend his turn leaping up 10 feet, which he can easily do in athletics, and he starts clambering up that ladder for his for another action, and he is now standing towards the top of the tower. He looks around and he sees you, Masami, and grins. And I think he's just going to spend an action jumping down and running towards you, hopping from platform to platform, running down a slope, running down some steps, and he is charging towards you with his whole turn. And that's where Truff's going to be. Masami, it's your turn. You're being challenged by a bugbear. What do you do?
They are currently being challenged by a bugbear. So what they are actually going to be doing is... they're actually... So, this is something that I haven't used at all. An item that I have picked for Masami for flavor purposes, but haven't been able to use. At least until now. They're gonna activate their Slippers of Spider Climb.
Fuck!
And you know what? Hard surfaces are on and right next to them right now. The entire tower is their oyster. They don't have to jump for shit!
No offense, but this is actually quite terrifying because I'm imagining them just like spider crawling at like max speed towards like, I don't know, Bjorn. Quite scary.
You know what it is? Masami's fucking wall running.
Yep.
The ninja is wall running.
Yes.
I'm so mad.
They are.
Masami, how many actions did it take to activate that?
It
2?
takes 1.
What?
It takes 1 to activate it because it only lasts a minute.
Okay. Well, Masami, you start sprinting. And as you start sprinting, you kind of like traverse from floor to wall, and you are just running alongside the edges of the tower. And I'm going to rally the crowd for that because that was sick as fuck. The crowd cheers, and Tagada Emi says, "What's this? Could it be? Masami has found a way to overcome the main challenge of this tower. They're running alongside the walls." And I think as this is happening, not that you can see, but Nyan Fei and Hao Jin are watching, and Nyan Fei says, "It looks like I will make some money off this fight." And Hao Jin kind of says, "You didn't seriously bet, did you?" He says, "Oh, of course. I have my favorite fighters, after all." Masami, you got 2 actions left. You're running on the wall. Truff's over there, and I think Truff skids to a stop as you start doing that. Like, whoa, okay.
They are going to... Oh, the amount of things that I can do now. Oh man, oh my god. I think they are going to... Did we discuss his spell strike works with this extra strike from Haze, from like the speed buff, or no?
I will allow it because your Magi have infamously difficult action economies, so I will allow it. So long as you have an extra action otherwise, you know what I mean?
Okay. Then that means that they are going to run... Wow, this is actually kind of terrifying and I love it. Masami is going to run on the wall, just like above Trough, literally to his northeast, and hit him with the spell strike.
Okay, and hit him. What's the spell strike?
The spell strike is going to be Gouging Claw.
Okay, you fucking slap him silly. Go for it.
Damn, the rollback. Okay, that's a 35.
Well, actually, because you're being cheered for.
Okay, 36.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Roll damage.
So, damage from the Chokuto is 23.
Okay, 23.
And
for, yeah?
Gouging Claw damage is an extra 36.
Woof. Okay, yeah, you run up the trough, and you fucking slash at him really hard, and he stumbles back a little bit. How are you doing that?
Ninja powers. You might want to read up.
Okay. Well, Masami, that's your turn. Chuji, it's your turn.
Oh, I'm in a real pickle, aren't I? I'm gonna get her the fuck away from me. I'm gonna switch into Dragon Stance, actually.
Okay.
Just for now. And Shuji is going to Flurry of Blows Sigrid.
Okay. Uh-oh.
As a 46 and a 38.
Well, the 46 is a crit.
That's good. 38's a hit.
Yeah, 38's a hit as well.
That's great. That's 50 and 27. So that's 77 damage.
Yeah, and you knock Sigrid back 10 feet. Oh.
She falls down the stairs, baby!
Oh my fucking god, there's a... Wait, no. Oh my god, wait.
Does she
Shuji,
tumble?
You knock her down a flight of stairs at the edge of this platform, and what's at the edge of these stairs as she... ouch. But some fucking spikes. So she's going to fall down the stairs, which is going to be, I'll say, 1, 2, 3 times 5, 15 fall damage as she hits these stairs, and then she hits the spikes at the last second.
Is that another 46?
That's 48.
Or 48?
26 piercing damage. Meaning, Shuji, that little stunt did 103 plus 15. That was 118 damage to Sigrid. And she stumbles back.
Shuji's like standing at the top of the stairs a little whiles away, but like Sigrid could still see them. And Shuji's like got their hands on their hips and they're like, how's that for what I'm made of, huh?
She grits her teeth as she starts standing up. Says, ha! Very good, Shuji. Now keep it up. And her arm flares, and you can see she is injured, but she is not going to give up like that. Mm-hmm. You have 2 actions left. Kelpa shower is breathing down your neck.
You know, it'd be funny. I could literally just like walk down there and finish Sigrid myself.
You could.
I could.
You want to try? You have the actions to try.
I do, but I think it'd feel a bit mean. I want to let her get up.
Oh no, you can go for it.
No, it doesn't feel right.
No, I'm giving you permission to go for it. Trust me, come on!
I don't trust you.
Come on! I'm definitely not still in tryhard mode.
You know what? No, because you're trying to get me to move away from Kel.
That's not necessarily it.
Yes, it fucking is.
Okay,
you
but at
be
the same
something
time,
else.
like, anytime you say that I'm not in tryhard mode, you motherfucker. We know you can lie to us.
My advanced GMing technique found out.
Okay. I'm a glutton for punishment. Let's do it. 2 action, 1 inch punch, and I missed.
Okay, well, Chuji. Actually, that is going to be a strike because of rally the crowd.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you missed by 1. And with rally the crowd, that is just Kel's AC.
Well, I kill Kel.
That's going to be 47 damage to Kel, which I think you punch. They try to like block with their shield, but you punch into the shield hard, and his eyes widen a bit before they grin. Say, "Ha, not bad." But you heard Sigrid. Keep it up.
Yeah. What the fuck ever.
Chuji, is that your turn?
Yeah, they're sick of it. They're sick of being flanked.
It's Sigrid's turn. Sigrid doesn't get up to fight you.
Okay.
No, she doesn't need to. Not from this distance. She's gonna spell strike you. Now, I know what you're thinking. How's she gonna do that? She's all the way down the stairs, and you're all the way up there. She does the thank you. You're standing atop the ledge just above this spike where she was hurt. So you see this happen. She throws her fucking Zweihander.
Oh.
She fucking throws it like a
Like a javelin?
Not like a javelin, like a boomerang. It spins as it's flying through the
Castlevania?
air. It fucking swirls through the air like a fucking cleaver. And that is going to be a 40 to hit.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Okay. It swings into you. It catches into your body. And it's going to do 3d12 plus 11 slashing and cold damage. That's 35 damage, Chuji.
Alright.
And then it's going to hit you with a disintegrate.
Oh! Fantastic!
So, no saves, no nothing. It's just going to do the damage. Chuji, that is going to be 85 more damage. Thank you. So, Chuji, altogether, that was 115 damage. Doesn't that sound like a familiar number? Doesn't it sound weird? Huh. Hey, Chuji, how are you holding up?
This is a targeted attack. This whole fight is a targeted attack against me. I'm being bullied.
I thought you liked being challenged.
I do.
You told me last session, oh, Derry, I like being challenged. And I was like, what's that, blood?
I'm glad. This is fun.
Sigrid has one action left. She has thrown her fucking sword. This is, by the way, something she has on her stat block. I didn't just randomly do it. Felling throw. She can do that. Oh, ricochet throw. My bad. When Sigrid uses felling throw, her sword bounces back into her hand, and she catches it as a free action.
She fucking Thor.
As the sword bashes into you, and then flies through you, bounces off the wall, clang, 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 and goes back towards her. But not before it goes towards Sanku. Sanku, before it enters her hand again, it's gonna fly directly at you. And Sanku, that is gonna be a 43 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
Yeah, it does. Okay, so Sanku, that is gonna be 30 slashing and cold damage. You're resistant to cold, right?
Yeah, I'm resistant to cold.
Okay, you take none of that cold damage then because it's only 2. So she does 28 damage to you.
Okay.
As it flashes through Chuji, casting a disintegrate on them as it goes. It bounces around the arena like a fuck. It's the weirdest shit ever. And then it flies back into her hand and she catches it and says, "Ha! Face me!" And her arm flashes with magic might.
Okay.
Sanku, it's your turn.
I cast Coral Eruption.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna cast it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where? What's going on?
Here. Or, well, I mean, I guess it'd be down a little bit more so that it actually...
Oh my god. Okay, so you cast it in an explosion that... It comes out of the walls, and it hits into Sigrid, yes, but the area it takes up is the entire platform she's on and the entire stairwell, meaning she literally cannot leave the space she's in without taking damage. And a lot of it, because it's everywhere.
And I still need the reflex save.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, there's another one, right? I can do 2?
Yeah, you can do 2. Not 20!
Okay, well, then you don't take any damage, I don't think.
I think what happens, Sanku, is as this explosion pulls out of the wall, she jumps back, and then she stabs into the coral with her sword, and it carves in, and she's holding onto it. She's hanging off the floor with her Zweihander outside of the coral. And she looks up at you with weirdly magic glowing eyes, and that flashing white. She grins at you, Sanku.
He grins back.
Sanku, you can put down another one, though. Where are you going to drop it?
Here. I think Sanku's gonna put it so that it's over Bjorn.
Okay, so another explosion rockets out from the side of the thing, and it's going to hit into Bjorn, who is atop a platform near a ladder. It's actually also going to cut off both of those ladders, meaning no one else can climb up them without taking a shit ton of damage. So Bjorn needs to make a reflex save. Failure! That's a 34. Bjorn's going to take full damage.
Yay. 36.
Okay. Bjorn takes 36 damage as an explosion rocks into them. And I think they go, ah! And they nearly fall off the fucking ladder. As this is happening, Tagada Emi says, "Whoa! Coral eruptions blast through the tower, locking off several key places that the teams would be able to use to get through." And the cheers of the crowd certainly tell you that you're right. Sanku, is that your turn?
Yep. I'm pretty sure Coral Eruption requires 3 actions, so...
Well, it's gonna be Bjorn's turn. And Bjorn grits their teeth before inhaling, exhaling, and I think they're just gonna drop. They're gonna drop out of here because they don't want to be standing... No, they're gonna climb up. What am I saying? They climb through the spikes. They're gonna take 6 piercing damage as they get onto the platform above. But now where they're standing, they turn and they look and they can see you, Sanku, far off from them. With their last 2 actions, Bjorn grits their teeth and says, "How about we give you a taste of home, everyone?" And Bjorn raises their staff. And there's a flash of light, an explosion of sound, and a roar emits through the arena. And emerging from the smoke comes a giant snake. No, not a snake. It's got dragon-like arms and a head with long curling horns and sharp fangs. And you realize a fucking Linorm is emerging. Kelpashar has cast dragon form and is now a fucking Linorm. and with their one action, because I like to give everyone an action when they cast a form, they're just going to slither down, and they're now on the bottom of the arena again, on the same level as Chuji and Kel. And Linorm Bjorn roars out, and that is gonna be their turn. They're rushing towards you, Chuji.
Okay.
Next in the order is gonna be Kel's turn. And Kel grins and says, "Would you look at that, Master Shi? There's spikes behind you." And then they kick you in the chest.
Cool.
So that's going to be an athletics roll to try push you into the spikes. Does a 44 beat your fortitude DC?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. They kick you back 5 feet. And then they're going to throw their shield and try knock you back another 5 feet.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Chuji dies.
Chuji, you are hit by a shield which knocks you in the gut. And it's going to do a lot of damage to you. That's going to be 42 damage.
Yeah, Chuji's down.
Well, Chuji, you are knocked flying backwards into the spikes. I think you are, like, just lying across them as you are rendered KO! And the crowds cheer as Tagada's Emi says, "And Chuji is down! Knocked in the gut by Kelpashar's flying shield into Sanku's very own coral eruption! That's 1 down, 2 to go! Will Winter's Roar be able to keep it up?" Alas, with their last action, Kel turns to the crowd and says, "By the might of Gozra, we will win!" And they're gonna rally the crowd. And that's gonna be a rally for the entire team. Uh-oh. So, how are we all doing today?
Bad.
I have ideas. It's okay. We'll be fine. It's okay. We'll be fine.
Surely.
That's Kel's turn. It's Troff's turn. Troff is not doing super hot against Masami. So he grins and says, "You're not the only one with tricks here, my friend!" And they swing their Icicle Gouge monk attack into your face, Masami. And that is a 41 to hit. Does that hit?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that's going to be 2d8 plus 13 piercing and 1d6 cold for a total of 32 damage. And then he brings his other hand to try punch you in the chest with a shattering blow. See if he can't hit you with a nerve strike. And that is going to be a 34 to hit.
Lol, LMAO, no.
Okay. With his last action, he's not going to be stupid. He takes a 5-foot step back away from you. And he kind of like brings his hands up like, come on, closer! As he's backing away, which is lovely. Masami, it is your turn. Troff is taunting you. Chuji is down. You don't see it happen, but you hear it happen. Because you're on the other side of the tower as it's slowly spinning. What do you do?
They're gonna activate Arcane Cascade.
Okay. What kind?
Same type as my weapon or unarmed attack, so it's gonna be slashing damage.
Okay.
And, because I'm in Arcane Cascade, I also get the effect of Arcane Shroud.
Okay.
And that gives me, Transmutation gives me Fleet Step. My speed got up by 30 feet, so now my base speed is 60.
Okay, interesting. Oh, you're Naruto running. Well,
Yes, they are. And they don't care for Troff right now.
uh-huh.
They could care less. 45 feet, huh?
Uh-huh.
So, they see Troff and his taunts, and they go, "Please, I'm smarter than that." And they Naruto run all the way down and drop behind Bjorn.
Bjorn, the fucking Linorm, the giant fuck-off Linorm who's currently roaring and has not seen you yet?
Yes. And they are then going to Spell Strike. Because Arcane Cascade refreshes Spell Strike.
Fuck.
So, 38
38 is gonna be a hit against Bjorn. Roll damage.
damage for that. And the Spell Strike is level 8 Chain Lightning.
Fuck!
Which, hey, guess who's 30 feet away?
Who's 30 feet away?
So Kel needs a reflex save.
Okay. Well, okay. Oh god, Kel's not very reflexy.
That's perfect! Hey, that's completely perfect! Because guess what damage I rolled?
Oh my fucking god!
I rolled 61. Kel immediately takes 122 damage.
Whoa! Okay, and that's gonna wait. So how much damage is that to Bjorn?
To Bjorn, that is 23 plus 61.
84?
84 damage.
Hey, the Linorm that just emerged is already looking battered. But Sammy, you fucking ninja drop on top of this Linorm, stab into its back with your sword, electrocute it, and lightning arcs out of it, and to Kel. And is there anyone within 30 feet of Kel?
Within 30 feet?
No, no one else is within 30 feet of Kel.
Yeah.
But you do hit both of them really fucking hard.
And guess who has an extra strike because of Fleet? My movement was only one action.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
Damn it. Alright, that's a 30.
30 is unfortunately going to be a miss against Bjorn. But is that your turn, Masami?
Yep, that's her turn.
Okay, Tagada calls out and says, "Would you believe it? Masami Takahara, empowered by Chuji's defeat, is rushing across the field, ready to knock some teeth out. Will they be able to slay the Linorm? Or will the Linorm slay them?" It's Sigrid's turn. Sigrid is currently hanging from the side of the coral eruption, and they kind of grunt, and I think they're gonna try swing themselves around their sword, back, forth, and they swing towards you, Sanku. That's gonna be a legs roll to see if they can do it. Okay, that's gonna be a 43. Yeah, okay. She front flips towards you, Sanku, lands behind you, and grins and says, "Which prince?"
Oh, ah!
And unfortunately, you are now pinned between her and your coral eruption. And she doesn't have her Zweihander. It is stuck in the coral eruption. So she's just gonna punch you with her arcane fists.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a 39 to hit against you, Sanku.
That's another 39.
What is going on?
It's their lucky number. It's a 39 difference.
Okay, Sanku, 39 to hit. Is that a hit?
Yes.
Okay. So you have resistance to bludgeoning, which this will be.
I do. I was hoping you wouldn't remember so that I could tell you.
No, I do remember. So Sanku, that's gonna be 18 bludgeoning damage.
No. It's
Considerably less, huh?
it's 7 bludgeoning damage, actually.
Okay. Well, what if I told you, Dan, that she was backing it up with a 2-action magic missile to your face?
I mean, she could do that.
No, as in, like, when she punches you, there is an explosion of magic as she delivers those missiles into you. It's a spell strike.
She could do that.
That's gonna be 41 damage, Sanku, as this fucking erupts into your gut from her arcane fist. And she punches you with her magic prosthetic, you know? And it hurts. It hurts like a bitch. And that's her turn. She says, "What now, boy?" She kind of cracks her knuckles. "What now, boy?"
Pocket hands!
I'm gonna cast Glitter Dust.
Okay, cool. Go for it. She's gonna try deck you with an attack of opportunity real fast, by the way.
Yeah.
You blast her with this fairy dust. She, like, decks you almost on reflex, Sanku. But, you're only gonna take 12 damage from that. Because, your dragon scales kind of harden as she hits you.
Mm-hmm.
Against a crash, like, if you fought crashing waves, this is nothing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Glitter dust. You're gonna blast shiny lights in her eyes, huh?
Yes, I need a reflex save. Please fail it.
Okay, well, let's see. 27?
That does not save. In fact, that's actually a crit fail.
Oh my god! Okay. So, Sanku, how... as she decks you, you stumble back, but you are already in the process of blasting her. And I think because she came close to you with that attack of opportunity, you erupt light into her eyes, and she roars! And she's gonna be blinded for a round, and then dazzled for 10 minutes.
Yep.
And she screeches and, "Argh! Oh, what have you done?" And you can see her eyes are fucking rainbow disco flashing colors as she's stumbling around. You have one action left, Sanku. She can't stop you from doing anything now because she is blind and she's stumbling around.
I think he's gonna cast a life boost on himself since it only takes one action.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Okay. So Senku, a few healing bubbles pop around you, and you're going to restore 16 HP immediately.
Yeah.
And that is your turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shuji, it is your turn. So obviously you are unconscious, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're not going to fucking say, oh my god, Shuji has to make death saving throws. We're going to put it more like consciousness saving throws. Are you going to be able to wrestle back, or are you just completely KO? You know?
We'll see.
So, would you like to make me just a flat roll?
Sure. Surely it won't be too bad. 8.
Okay. Shuji, unfortunately, you are slipping further and further into unconsciousness. You're like kind of like peeking through your eyes, squinting, seeing like, you know, like you're not asleep yet, you know, but you're lying against this thing. You can hear your heart pumping. Everything's starting to go kind of tonight-y, and your eyes are fluttering shut, and you're one step closer to just being completely knocked out. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, that is you for right now, Chuji.
Woo!
Shit's getting tense.
I'll better win this.
Next in the order is gonna be Bjorn. Bjorn is a fucking Linorm, and they look over their shoulder at you, Masami, and rumble. And they are going to just bite the fuck out of you. And that's gonna be a 36 against you.
Does not hit.
Okay. They grunt and then open their mouth, and a beam of white light conjures up in their mouth, and then they blast it at you. You're going to need to make me a reflex save against the ice-cold damage that they're blasting at you point blank.
42.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy, Masami. You dodge out of the way of this attack. So that's going to be half of 12d12s, Masami. That's going to be half of 54, 27 damage as this ice-cold breath attack blasts into you, and the Linorm roars. You successfully distracted it. It's Kel's turn. Kel is looking up at this happening, and I think they're gonna run closer, and then from the floor they point their trident and says, "Smite!" And they blast a shock of lightning through the air at you. And Masami, that is gonna be that's gonna be a 29.
Fail.
Okay. They're gonna try again. 31.
Still a fail.
Fuck. Okay, that's gonna be Kel's turn. Truff's turn. Truff slides down the ladder, and they're gonna run to the left of the platform. And wouldn't you know it, at the very end of that platform, there's Kel Pashar, and there's Masami riding on their back. Truff kind of tries to punch at you from where they are. They're gonna throw a flurry of blows at you, Masami. That's gonna be 2 icicle gouges at you. Number 1, that's a 32 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. Number 2, a 28 to hit.
No. So close to a crit fail.
And with their last action, they're just gonna take a step back because they don't want you hitting them.
Hilarious.
Masami, it's your turn. You're riding on the back of a Linorm. There's a Viking shooting lightning at you. A bugbear just tried to hit you several times. Chuji is unconscious, and Senku is brawling against Amagus. What do you do?
They are going to refresh their spell strike with a Force Fang.
Okay. And who are you force fanging?
Force Fanging the fucking Linorm.
Okay.
And
Chomp down on this bitch.
There is no save for this, it just fucking hits.
Okay. How much damage?
That is 12 damage and a refresh spell strike.
Okay, well, you do that 12 damage, and you can see that the Linorm is barely holding on. Like, Linbjorn roars. They're very hurt. And the crowd is oohing and ahhing as it's getting really tense. Everyone is starting to be on low HP now. What do you do now? You got 2 actions left.
Repeats. Last turn. Spell strike. Chain lightning. Everyone is within 30.
Fuck! Oh no, Trough! You fool! Okay, make me just attack roll on Bjorn.
The 34. Still
Just a hit.
apparently.
Holy shit, that was lucky.
Okay, thanks rollback for scaring the fuck out of me. Damage is 19 damage.
Okay.
With the
Linorm is still standing, but holy shit, they have 7 HP left.
with the spell strike chain lightning.
Fuck.
The other 2 need to make me reflex saves. Or face 53 lightning damage.
Wow.
Or more. Or less. Okay, half damage on that.
Truff gets literally just a save. It is literally just your DC. Kel gets a nat 20 somehow.
Okay.
So, Masami, you swing your sword into Bjorn, and electricity arcs into them, and they scream out as there's a flash of lightning, and there's no more Linorm. Just Bjorn Ramel on the floor. KO! And you are standing above them. Troff is going to take half damage from 53, which is going to be 26 damage. But Kel blocks that with their trident. They call up this lightning and says, I fell for it once. I won't fall for it again. I, servitor of Gozra, refuse to let lightning strike me ever again. And as they're saying this, the lightning scars that they have on their face, they have always had lightning scars. I haven't really talked about it. But they have lightning scars across their face, and it glows. Masami, is that your turn?
I do technically still have one more action.
What do you do?
With the Dimensional Assault.
Okay. Alright.
And because of Fleet, I can go up to 30 feet.
Okay.
But they aren't going to. They're just going to go straight behind Kel.
Okay. You flash over, and you attack. Let's see if you can land this.
They're going to teleport immediately above Kel.
Okay, go for it. Unfortunately, Masami, as you zip closer, for a second it looks like you've got them open, and then Kel swings their shield and blocks against you. And the two of you lock eyes for a moment. Warrior versus warrior. Viking versus ninja. And is that your turn, Masami?
Yes, Spell Strike has been refreshed.
Uh-oh. Well, it's Sigrid's turn. Sigrid is brawling off against Sanku. She is blind, though, so, she's going to need to make flat checks to even hit Sanku. She rumbles out, and she's going to charge up a spell strike in her fist and try to punch at you, Sanku. But first, she needs to actually roll to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to make a d20. It has to beat an 11. That's a 9.
Tee-hee.
She punches into the air, and you duck out of the way, and she roars, and she's going to try punch again. That's a 3. She swings her arm again, and she roars and clutches her eyes. Ugh! I won't be bested! Not by anyone! And she swings one last time. Can she please beat the flat check?
No, I don't think so.
Nat 1. I don't think it does anything, but it is very embarrassing. She's swinging around and you're dancing circles around her. I think that Nat 1, Sanku, I'll give you a +1 on any attack rolls and a -1 to any saves that she has to make against you this turn.
Cool.
Sanku, it is your turn. Sigrid Beale, this imposing full orc woman, missing an arm just like you. What do you do, Sanku?
Senku casts Hydraulic Push.
Okay.
35.
35 is a hit, Sanku. Roll me that fucking damage.
65.
Sanku, which Prince of the Sea? How do you knock out Lady Sigrid Beale?
I think that he's dodging her punches, and then I think that most of the time he's using his staff. Like, that's like how he enjoys casting the most. But I think that when he's like, while he's in, like, you know, hand-to-hand combat, I think he's like, okay, you're too close, and I think he sort of open palm like pushes, and then like a giant, like a burst of water like bludgeons into her, and knocks her back 5 feet and does a crazy amount of damage.
Sigrid's still standing for a second, gasping, panting, before that arm vanishes and she collapses. KO! Now, okay, Sanku, she is down. Together, Emmy calls out, and Lady Sigrid Beale is down! It's really coming down to the wire. It's anyone's game right now.
I'm gonna cast Life Boost on Ritz, or Chuji even.
Oh, okay, cool. Sanku, now that Sigrid is down, you turn around and you focus on your friend. Chuji is healed up with 16 HP, and like I said, Chuji, it's actually your turn now, lol. You are unconscious. You are on the spikes. Everything sucked. Everything hurts. But then that life boost pushes into you, and you are filled with just a little more will to fight. You blink. Bjorn is down by the looks of it. You heard Sigrid being knocked out. And it is your turn. You can see Masami standing on a wall, and there's Kel dueling against them. Trough is off in the distance, standing atop another platform. What do you do? Also, you're in spikes. You might need to hop out of here.
Yeah, Chuji is going to, hop off.
Okay.
Real quick. Honestly, I don't think they stop. I think they wake up and they full charge back into it.
I do not know who I am. I don't know why I'm here. All I know is that I must kill.
Yeah, that's Chuji. And kind of like running purely on instinct, they do action one inch punch kill. They're like covered in blood.
Yeah, holy shit, a lot of it too, right? Because you got fucked over.
Chuji got mega fucked, so that's going to be 36.
36 does hit. And they're technically flat-footed right now.
That'll be 38 damage.
Oh my fucking
Wait,
god,
hang on a
Chuji.
second, they're flat-footed.
Yes, they are.
Okay, well, if Chuji doesn't knock him out, then I have opportune backstab.
Well, Chuji does knock them the fuck out. You run towards them, Chuji, and you, like, barely conscious, barely cognizant, you fucking run. And what stance are you in?
Dragon stance.
You fucking roundhouse kick Kel in the face, and they don't see you until it's too late. They're knocked stumbling over, and they are KO.
Chuji afterward is like they're standing back up like straight and like gaining consciousness, and they like throw their arms up and they like start screaming.
The crowd is very impressed by that, and Tagada Emi calls out and says, Chuji's back in the fight, and they've knocked out Kelpashar! In a quick succession, Winter's Roar has fallen! All that is left is Frost Knuckles, the living avalanche! Will he be able to fight off the Radiant Winds, or is this curtains called for the Winter's Roar? And Trough just grins, cracks his knuckles, and gets ready for you all. Chuji, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's Trough's turn. And I think Trough is going to run, jump down onto the platform. He lands with a thunk, and he's now standing near you, Masami, and you, Chuji. He gets up, and he is going to try to deck at you, Masami. Masami, that's a 41 to hit.
Hits.
Okay. That is going to be 28 piercing and cold damage. And then they're going to use a shattering blow, where they follow up with another punch to your chest, trying to hit a nerve. Roll me fortitude save.
45 with Juggernaut.
Completely unaffected. You don't even feel that cold. And Trough grunts and says, the others weren't kidding. You really are something else, aren't you? And he is going to use his last action to try and grapple you again, Chuji.
Okay.
And Chuji, does a 32 pass your fortitude DC?
Fuck no, it does not.
He keeps trying to throw you off the edge. It doesn't matter, though. Masami, it is your turn. Trough Frost Knuckles is below you now, flat-footed and looking poorly. What do you do?
What I do best. Spell Strike.
Okay.
That's a 40.
40 is going to be a hit. Roll damage.
27 damage.
Okay. He's still standing, but barely.
And they are going to Spell Strike, Gouging Claw.
Okay.
36 damage.
Masami Takahara, how do you take out Trough Frost Knuckles?
I think just as their spider climb kind of wears off, I think they jump down with their Chokuto and then land behind him, so he's actually being flanked. Then with their Kitsune Claw, they just slash him towards the open air and just barely knocks him off.
And he falls off and lands with a thud 40 feet below. And Tagadi Emi says, "That That's it, everyone! 1, 2, 3, 4! Winter's Roar have been eliminated! Now, Senku, Witch Princess C, Shi Chuji, and Masami Takahara carry on the legacy of the invincible Radiant Winds! And everyone cheers.
Yay! I think Senku sort of waves his staff so that the coral eruptions sort of it's like they grow in reverse when they go away.
Yeah, they back into the ruby.
And I think he sort of hops down and towards his friends. And he's like, "We did it!"
Chuji lays on the fucking ground.
Senku takes the staff and he sort of taps it on Chuji's forehead and heals him.
I think
okay?
Masami stands next to Chuji and crouches down and pats them on the head, saying, "It's good to have you back.
Did I kick ass?
Do you need a nice pack?"
Did I kick ass? Did I kill?
You
So
took
much ass.
You took me and Kel by surprise. You knocked a man down flat immediately after waking up. I don't know what to tell you, my dude.
Tell me I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah,
You're
you'll
gonna be
fine.
fine. You just need a bit of healing and probably some bandages. You have some blood, right? They were
Right
about to
everywhere.
point to their face, but then they do like the whole like hand thing just everywhere.
Oh, Chuji's like covered in blood. They got hit in the fucking head by a sword. Cool. Do I look sick at least?
I mean, I
You
think you
always
did.
look sick.
Sick.
You knocked a man down flat and killed him. Well, not killed. You knocked him. You actually just knocked a man flat on his face. So
Fuck yeah, and they put their head back on the ground.
I think you can see that the crowds are cheering. There are people holding up signs with the Radiant Winds names on it. You were all so crazy impressed with this fight.
I think Senku does a little pose.
Lo's like, yes, everyone, pose for the crowds.
I'm pretty sure Chuji is taking a break from existing for a
Shuji,
minute.
get up, boy.
Hey, he got injured.
I'm gonna remember you said that later.
I think, slowly but surely, Sigrid Beale comes over to you all. And she pats you guys' shoulders. She's panting, says, well, that was the most fun I've had in this tournament by a long shot. All of you, so strong, so impressive. Perhaps really are chosen by the gods, huh?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but hey, can you teach me that boomerang trick with the sword?
It takes a lot of work, but perhaps.
Can you also forget about it?
How about I don't use it on you anymore, Master Shi?
Yeah, I'd hope not.
I think she helps you up. She offers you a hand,
Yeah, they take it.
and she just grins. I think she pulls you into a warrior hug. You know, the ones where it's not affectionate. It's more like a, yeah, come on,
Yeah,
well
yeah,
done.
Yeah.
Kel gets up as well and says, "You really had me on edge the entire time, all of you. Very well done indeed." And Bjorn's like, "What happened?
Are you okay?
I always blank out when I go Linom. What happened? Did we win? Oh, rats.
No, you did
Sorry,
not.
man.
win.
I see the better team won. Well done, Invincible Radiant Winds.
Hey, but I wouldn't count yourselves out. You guys are really fast on your feet. Actually, it's kind of impressive.
It's kind of scary.
Truff kind of gets up and grins and says, "Ha! From brawler to brawler, Master Shi. You throw a good punch, and you, Master Takahara. Ha! I've never seen so many tricks. Master Witch Prince, keep that magic away from me."
Oh my god.
There's a lot of cheering. Tagada comes down and gives you all your prizes. Both teams win 4,000 gold, and the winning team earns a set of headbands of translocation. These silk headbands, 3 of them,
Locate trans
Can
people.
locate trans people. Yeah.
they locate
I
trans
think we
people.
all
They're like,
have
beep,
that
beep,
same
beep,
thought.
beep, 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 when a trans purple's coming by.
Fucking same brain cell. There are 3 right here.
But If all wearers invest in their headbands and think of the same symbol while doing so, all headbands change to display that symbol until they are removed. As long as you are all wearing your headbands, you can aid each other without taking an action to prepare, and when you get a crit failure while attempting to aid someone, you get a failure instead. But once per day, as a 2-action thing, one person can can teleport to be adjacent to another person, so long as you are within 1 mile of each other.
Cool.
So while you're all wearing these 3, you can all zip, zap, zop around to be near each other.
Zip, zap, zop.
You guys get down. You watch the rest of the fights for the day. After all, these are going to be important fights. The losers here will be eliminated from the tournament, and the winners will move on to the next round of the losers bracket. The first fight, it's Speakers to the Wind versus the Biting Roses. It's a fight that is fast and furious. Aquila Stormheal turns into a panther that lunges towards Arctis, who ducks out of the way, shooting soul-seeking arrows that zip and arc behind her, only for them to be dispelled by Teacher Iowari, who fights at full force, throwing a punch at Grandfather Mantis, who blocks it immediately. Yaruka makes a few hand signs and conjures up an occult sphere, which he launches towards Netir, who blocks it and redirects it towards Lantondo. Lantondo pulls up a few Harrow cards and uses the Rabbit Prince to absorb it and send it somewhere unknown. Lantondo draws another card, the Typhoon, and a massive tornado erupts from behind them, storming directly into Nala the Reed and Strings on River and Keela. The fight is furious, it is fast, and ultimately, it ends when Grandfather Mantis pulls a punch that lands directly into the chest of Iowari, who lets out a gasp before falling to his knees, knocked KO. Tagada Emi circles in the sky and says, "There we have it, everyone! The Biting Roses are onto the second stage of the losers bracket, where they will face off against one of the winning teams that was sent here in round 2 of the knockout tournament. Will they be able to get back into the tournament proper, or will they only serve as a stepping stone to a team briefly inconvenienced?" Yark punches the air and grins, and I think she turns to you guys and points and smiles. Fuck yeah!
Chuji's screaming, cheering for her.
Meanwhile, unfortunately, Speakers to the Wind stand up. Iowari, Ovar, Netir, Nala, Aquila, and Inkila. They all stand, and they look a little glum. But Iowari pats their backs, and you can see he's reassuring them. After all, the lesson to be learned here is not that we were weaker, but there exist such extraordinarily strong people in our world. And now that we've seen them, we can learn from their examples. I think that does cheer them up. That makes them feel better about this. And Speakers to the Wind are the first team to be eliminated from the Ruby Phoenix tournament. How are you guys all doing as you watch that match end? Not so good?
Chuji is elated for their friend, but it is sad to see the other team go.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem with a knockout tournament where you've all become friends. People have to lose.
Yeah.
I think they're probably gonna visit their house at the Ruby Village for a little bit and bring food.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they will appreciate it.
Hey, I know that you guys lost, but at the very least, you learned a fuck ton. And you made it really far.
You're gonna have to visit another house next, though, because the next match of the day, a little while later, unfortunately, it's gonna be Winter's Roar versus Tino's Toughest.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, this is
Hold on to your hearts, everyone.
Oh, man.
We've got literal Vikings trained by the hardness of the world versus a cool dad and his friends.
Oh man, Masami's like biting their thumbnail. They're like, oh, I don't want either of them to lose. Come on, man.
It's not fair.
The fight is intense. And, charged up from their encounter with you, Winter's Roar rush into combat. They swing and they brawl. Truff Frost Knuckles jumps for Malako, their icy gouging claws blocking these blades that Malako throws at him like it's nothing, and he advances confidently, calmly. Punch, 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 block, block, block. Malako spreads their wings and flies into the air, and Truff follows, grabbing them and smashing them into the floor. Zumi shoots fire magic, which clashes with Bjorn's ice magic. Water sprays through the arena in a fine mist, and the crowd cheers as charging through that mist comes Kel, who is bashing his shield against Gig the Big Goblin, who turns into a massive giant. But here's the problem with giants. Kel Pashar is quite used to fighting frost ones. Our goblins should be no different, right? Of course, in the center of the arena, blocking blows from a champion of Aurori, is Sigrid Beale facing off against Tino Tung. There's a few surprises. Kel is actually knocked unconscious by Gig, who swings her meat cleaver of a hammer down into him and knocking him KO. Bjorn is able to overcome Zumi and freeze her in ice, only for him then to be attacked by Gig, who has focused her attention on him now. Eventually, his ice magic is enough to bring down her as well. Truff versus Malako. Truff eventually lands a powerful sucker punch into Malako's beak, sending them sprawling. So it's Truff, Bjorn, and Sigrid against Tino. It's hard to keep up at first. Tino punches and blocks, swinging Bjorn a solid punch in the like a solid uppercut in the jaw, which sends him sprawling and knocks them KO. Truff is a welcome opponent to Tino, but unfortunately right now the brawler is teamed up with by a Magus. Eventually, Tino is able to outwit the two by using Truff as a meat shield, which blocks the attack from one of Sigrid's most powerful attacks. And then it's Queen versus Champion. Sigrid swings her sword into Tino, and he yells out in pain, but stands up. He rushes and punches her in the face. She is knocked stumbling backwards. Before the two of them exchange a look, grit their teeth, and charge into the center. An explosion of icy fog erupts, and no one can see exactly who, but a figure stands and a figure falls. And Tagada Emi calls it, and it looks like the winner of this match is Winter's Roar! No, wait! And the fog clears, and standing, panting, is Tino Tung!
Oh my fucking god.
Holy shit.
Tino's toughest will advance onto the next stage of the loser's bracket, and Winter's Roar have been defeated.
Our friendship. I would have been happy if either of them won.
Yeah. Tino cheers and roars out, and Tino's toughest all celebrate hugging. Winter's Roar get up, but they look so disappointed. Except for Sigrid, who walks over and lifts Tino's hand in the air, proclaiming him victor.
Oh.
So, the day's slowly coming to an end. The three of you are able to walk out of the arena, although Senku seems a little troubled, right?
I think he just looks kind of antsy, like he's trying to find a chance to do something.
Masami Chuji, the crowds are dispelling. You stayed late tonight. People are leaving to go do their own things.
Mm-hmm.
And Senku seems to be up to something. What's up?
I think honestly they're trying to leave, and Chuji kind of looks behind them and sees Senku lingering, and they're like, "You lagging behind?"
Yeah. I want to talk to somebody, I think.
Oh, you want us to wait for you?
You don't have to, but I'd appreciate it.
Chiji shrugs and says, sure.
We'll be right here.
I'll be back.
He sort of weaves through the crowd of people that are like leaving and bustling around.
Okay. Who is it that you are looking for, Sanku?
He's looking for, well, Winterzor in general, but he's looking for Sigrid.
Okay. Well, you see Winter's Roar leaving. They tower over everyone. They are quite tall, I should point out, compared to, like, the people of Tiansha. The people of the Land of the Limerick Kings are pretty fucking big, you know? And Sigrid, being a full orc, towers above most people.
I fucking love orcs. God damn.
And I think she sees you coming, and she smiles, I think. Says, Sanku, Witch Prince of the Sea. Champion to be, I should hope, yes?
Yeah, I hope we win. That's the goal.
Did you need something? You came up to me quite some purpose in your eyes.
I wanted to know if I could talk to you about something.
Her eyebrows goes up and she says, yes, of course. Should this be just you and me?
Yeah. I won't take too much time from you, I promise.
She turns and says, Kel, take the others back to the village. I will be there later. Kel nods and says, yes, my lady. And they go. And she gestures. There's like an outdoor cafe nearby and says, would you like something to drink?
Yeah, sure.
She sits you down and she tilts her head at you after you've ordered. She's got some oolong and she's like, so, what was it exactly that you needed, Sanku?
How do you do it?
She blinks and says, you'll need to be more specific. I'm not entirely sure what it is you need to be explained how to do. Is it magic? Because certainly you seem to already have that under control.
No, I think I have magic under control. How do you not care when you lose? Or how do you even... Because you lost twice today. I'm sorry about that, by the way.
But we've won before. We've won exhibition matches. That's enough for me.
That's true.
But he's sort of, his eyebrows furrow a little bit, and he's fidgeting.
You also only have one arm.
Is Lolo present?
I mean, yeah, I don't think he's not there. He wouldn't have sent him away.
I think Lolo, from your bag, kind of cocks his head when you say that. The fact that you even talked about your arm, which is something you never talk about.
Yeah, he's sort of rubbing it.
He's like, you don't seem troubled by it at all. I don't even like thinking about it being there. But you don't really seem to mind.
Would you like to know how I lost my arm?
I don't want to pry, but...
To become a Linorm king, one must slay a Linorm in hand-to-hand combat. You can have no one help you. You must do it alone. In this way, only the strongest of people can become a Linorm king. Upon doing so and presenting its head to the overall king of the land of the Linorm kings, you'll be granted a kingdom out in the wastes. There, among the snow and the mountains, you will make a new home for the people who fight alongside you. Orcs are not well beloved back home. There are historical wars fought between my kind and your kind.
Undyne?
No, humans.
Oh, sorry.
I was not always well treated. I put it in my head that I must win one, that I must become a Linorm queen and have a place for the people who are mistreated, a home for those without a home. You've heard the spiel, yes?
Yeah.
I lost.
Oh.
I tried to take on a Linnorm by myself before I was ready. I was young and I was foolish. The Linnorm took my arm, and I'm lucky it took nothing else. This serves as a memory. Once I did something I should not have. This is my reminder. But I do not let it be a bad thought. To me, it is inspiration. The fact that I have come this far, despite everything that has happened to me, to me, it is incredible. When I lose, it isn't an end to my story. It's something I can look back on and say, well, despite all these things that have stopped me in the past, I still fight. My fight to become a Linnorm Queen won't end because we've lost the Ruby Phoenix tournament. It will only get more and more fervent as we've seen the kind of people out there, as we've learned from you all. I don't feel bad when I lose, because I, in a way, have won. So long as I live to see another day at the end of the fight, then I have gained untold experience which will bring me towards my goal. And I think this is the most talkative you've ever seen Sigrid. She's usually very soft-spoken. Mm-hmm. She's usually very quiet and doesn't say much, but she seems to be generally trying to, tell you what it is that keeps her going every day.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, young one? Is this not how you see it?
When it happened, I'd never been hurt like that before. I knew that you could, in my head, I knew that you could, die or get knocked out if you lost a fight. But I felt a little bit like it couldn't happen to me. Because I was so powerful. I wasn't trying to be cocky or anything, and I didn't want to come across that way. But it didn't... I knew it could happen, but it didn't feel real. And then we fought a dragon. It wasn't just me by myself or anything. I think that is really intense. But I almost died. And it felt like I had failed. I didn't tell my family that it happened either. I just got this arm. He sort of lifts up the fish going. And I didn't like to look at it or think about it because it felt like something that happened because I was dumb or something that happened because I wasn't good enough at fighting. A reminder or a memory that I wasn't enough, and I didn't like that, so I didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it for a really long time. You're the first person I think I've told what happened, even a little bit, other than my friends who were there, so I can't exactly avoid it.
And how are you feeling now that you have told?
Really nervous.
I was the same as well. I felt these exact same feelings.
You did?
Oh. It took years for me to be able to go out and try again. I felt I had failed as well. Do you think I failed?
No.
Then neither did you. We all go through different experiences, Witch Prince. Sometimes you don't succeed immediately. Sometimes these things are terrifying. But if you come out in one piece at the end of the day, then you are strong enough. You won. This, she taps your arm. This is not a tool. It is not a reminder. It is not a weakness. This is your strength. You must not forget that. Understand?
Yeah.
You can come talk to me whenever. Even when I go home, I'll give you Stone of Fire speech. You stay in touch with me. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And she sits back in her seat and drinks this. No, thank you. It is nice to be reminded why I fight.
I hope you get that kingdom one day, though.
I'm not going to give up here. There are no Linoms in Tiansha, from what I know. Are there Linoms in Tiansha? And Lola pokes and says, well, actually, there are a few. And she's like, oh.
I don't know if that would count, though. Like, do you have to kill the Linorm in the land?
So long as I bring it back.
So it could be anywhere?
So long as I bring it back, it does not matter. I must have someone who saw me do it, and I must be able to have done it my own.
But wouldn't it... You'd have to make sure that doesn't go bad.
She leans and grins and says, ice is an excellent preservative.
Oh. You need a lot of ice. How big are Linorms? Like, he sort of tries to gesture to the size of, like, its head.
She gestures to the size of its head. It's big. But she is kind of grinning. Like I said, she's normally a very reticent person, so being able to, like, get this out of her is fascinating.
Thank you for talking to me. It helped a lot, I think.
Anytime. Now go out there, champion, and keep winning. And if you don't win, well, you've won in your own way.
I'm still gonna win the tournament, though.
Oh, I believe you. You have my attention. And Lady Kumai Shai's attention, I should add. She has been asking a lot about you.
She has?
Yes, you should go talk to her tomorrow. She would appreciate it very much. She did give you the best Drake as well. Huh.
Sorry about that.
Biased from my own captain. No wonder we lost. She chuckles and flats you back and says, go back to your friends. They worry.
Okay. I'll see you soon, okay?
Good night, Witch Prince.
Good night.
I think he gets up and he pays for his drink, and he goes back to meet up with the others. He looks a little less anxious about that.
Chuji Masami Sanku's cured, apparently.
Said a little less anxious.
All good?
Yeah, I'm good. I just wanted to talk to Sigurd about something.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I was learning how I could kick your butt.
Oh, yeah, I'm real sure. And Chuji, like, noogies the top of Senku's head from afar.
No!
Yeah, you'll beat me up one day, won't you?
I'm gonna kick your butt.
Alright, there's plenty of that later for when after we visit everyone, okay?
Okay.
You guys want to head back to your homes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you start walking along the streets of Goka. It's quieter. The festival's happening the other way. You guys are making your way through like back alleys and streets towards Ruby Village. And it's kind of nice. The air's warm. There's fireflies on the horizon. The music is distant. But then you stop. You guys definitely heard something. Footsteps nearby, following you. You're certain of it.
She looks at Masami. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Don't cause attention to it just yet.
Masami, do you want to make a perception check?
Sure. Ooh, 33.
As you listen and you hear those footsteps, if these are ninjas, they're the most novice ninjas ever. Because they are not... The fact that you heard them is sign enough that they're pretty bad at sneaking. What do you do?
Keep walking. I have an idea.
Okay.
They are going to mirror image a clone directly in front of them. And then Arcane Cascade, Arcane Shroud Illusion. They're invisible.
Okay. So the mirror image continues walking and you vanish from sight?
Yes, Masami is going to hop up on the roofs.
Ah.
Or at least hop up somewhere quiet, so that way they can eagle eye the situation.
Well, Masami, you scamper up to the roof and you see them. 2 silhouettes darting across the roofline, following you all. You can't make them out in the darkness, but they are following quite carefully. And like I said, not particularly stealthily. Do you hold back and watch what happens?
For a moment, yeah. They're gonna follow at about the same pace on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
Still invisible. But they're still ready to strike whenever they need to.
Okay. Chuji and Sanku, 2 of you follow Masami's mirror image, who walks in a straight line. And then you come to a stop in the alleyway. A dead end. The Masami mirror image led you directly here.
Chuji, like, fully in character. They got like their hands on their hips and like, Masami, wrong way.
Masami just stands there.
I don't think this was the right way home.
Definitely not. And like Chuji like looks behind them towards the opening of the alleyway.
Well, you hear the voices now. Because they're coming, not from the opening of the alleyway behind you, but from the roof at the end of this dead end. And it's the weirdest thing, because they don't just speak to you, the voices. What the voices say is, "Everybody,
What?
rock your body.
What is happening?
Everybody, rock your body right. The devil Jew's back, all right."
Oh my fucking god.
Fucking
Oh my God.
standing atop the building, you see the silhouettes of 2 tieflings looking down at you all with balls of magic music blasting their fucking team song.
Senku makes the that one disgusted face from Soul Eater.
The Excalibur face?
The Excalibur face.
Oh. I thought it'd be a real threat.
The 2 are still silhouetted by the moonlight and says, "Sanku, Masami, and Chuji." And Lady Balam Yi steps to one side. Again, feature still shrouded by moonlight. And she says, "It seems you've been quite busy with this tournament without us." Ha! And then Lord Garam Ryong kind of walks to the other side and says, "Yes, without us. This whole tournament's a sham and you know it. The Ruby Phoenix thwarted it from the start."
Didn't you guys drown?
They all laugh. Says, "No way, Jose." Lady Yi points says, we made it to Goka in one piece, and we're back for our comeback album under a new band name, Devil's Juice. That's so last year." And Ryong flexes in the moonlight and says, "What you're looking at is Devil's Juice Moonlight Requiem."
So, like a sequel?
Lady Yi points you down and says, "Not a sequel, young man. Consider this more a reboot." And Ryong swings his sword kind of in his hand and says, "And it's a reboot that's gonna stick its reboot up your rebutt." Ha ha ha! And the 2 high five.
Boo! That was lame!
Get off the fucking stage.
Boo! How did you actually... how did you survive that?
How did we survive that, he asks. Oh! Huh. He has no idea, does he? Guess they can't see in the dark that well.
Well, he's asking.
Yeah.
Maybe we should give them a better look at how we survived that. She does in air quotes. Shall we?
Oh god.
Lord Ryong grins, and the 2 of them squat. And then they do the last thing any of you would expect. They jump. And it's quite a long fall, but they jump. No, it's not so much a jump, now that I'm thinking about it. It's more like a hop.
Are you fucking serious?
Lord Garamryong and Lady Balam Yi land in front of you. And now that they're closer, Chuji and Sanku, you can see that the two of them have been drained completely of color. They've still got those shit-eating smiles. They've still got those stupid robes. But attached to each of their foreheads are Fulu scrolls.
Oh my god.
They're Jiangxi vampires.
Are they near them?
Yeah, they're pretty close. I'd say about 20 feet.
I like to think there's like a fucking comical silence. They're like suddenly like in a more simplified art style, and Chuji starts grabbing at their fucking Fulu skulls.
Get off! Get back!
Don't get those off your fucking foreheads.
They are firmly attached, Chuji.
Did you wait? You became Shang-Chi?
Oh yeah, for one reason, and one reason alone. We're here to get our revenge by killing you, Tree.
They're fans. They're really big fans.
If that's the case, then maybe you want to stealth a little better than that. Masami is up on the roof.
Oh shit!
And they cast Gravity Well on the wall behind them.
Well, I think you can try, but the two of them step down, rip out these massive claws, and for a second you're like, oh shit, wait, actually, these guys are like stupid strong. Oh no. Masami, as you prepare that Gravity Well, as Chuji, that laugh is slowly wiped off your face as you realize they're not just regular Jiangxi. These are Ministers of Tumult, the strongest type of Jiangxi, which should be completely impossible for two brand new ones.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like, you see the sharpness of their fangs, their claws, and the smoke kind of wafting from their mouths, and your blood runs cold because you're like, what the fuck? And everyone, we're gonna roll initiative in the next episode.
This episode of Dice Will Roll would not have been possible without the support of our patrons. Sokin Ashra, Erica, Tony Saunders, Dasha Clancy, Ari Graham, Arave, Nex, Minty Belmont, GP Dora, Marshmallow Berry, Ferric Falcon, Luis Loza, Aries, Alexander Criswell, May Cohen, Skyly, Kendra West, Generally Tricked, Transgirl Trish, Platonic, Bal Punyon, Johnny the Catman, Matthew Wilson Krasnovich, Dylan Sharp, Glitch HD, Jay Snoots, Zenith Drums, Torbjorn, Sophia Valera, G. Barbera, Luke, Gideon, Sarah B, Seth, Rivona Darkglow, Kira, Litchalo, Gizmo, Matthew, Cass, Fable McElduff, Ava, Chris Lutman, Remty Bright, Lonesome Chunk, Steph, Sean C, Natasha Lumley, Rhiannon C, Ellie, Jenna Mitchell, Kane Kendrick, Triceratops, Grey Kitsune, Anna Maria, Roxy, Jordan, Cynical Spinsters, Emily Laderna, John the Book Hoarder, SS66 Seeker, and Dame Valerie III. Special thanks to the patrons who had NPCs who cameoed in this episode. Sigrid Beale by Kendra West, Bjorn Ramel by Seth, Kel Pashar by John the Book Hoarder, Garam Ryong by Rem, and Balam Yi by Sarah B. Strange. If you'd like to see what you can get for supporting the show, check out patreon.com/diceroll today!